Hello and welcome everyone to this session of Class 6 Mathematics. Today we are going to start a new chapter and that is called integers. Now you would have seen numbers from the first chapter, isn't it? Like natural numbers, whole numbers and so on. So let's see what are integers, and before that let us see numbers first. Imagine that I have a pot. Okay. See, I have a big pot here. So how does this pot relate here to integers? Let's see. Now I drop some objects into it. So let me start dropping the objects. What are the objects? I drop 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers into it. Okay, so let's imagine objects that are dropped are numbers. Okay, so I drop 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on, as many numbers as I can. Now I have another number to this set, that is 0. Okay, so I drop 0 into it because we know what is 0. So I drop 0 into it. Okay, then what are the other numbers which I can drop into it? So let's see. If I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and so on, the predecessor of 1 is 0, we know, isn't it? So from 0, when we go towards right, we have numbers which goes on endlessly up to infinity, we know that, isn't it? So what about, we didn't go to the left of 0. So what happens when we go to the left of 0? So that is what we are going to learn about. Okay. So what is there to the left side of 0? It's a mystery, isn't it? So what is there to the left side of 0? So let's start with this. See, this is ground level and we have a building here. Imagine we have a building here which is 200 meters above the ground. It has been constructed 200 meters above the ground. Height is 200 meters. So the top of the building is 200 meters above the ground. Now there is sea adjacent to it. Okay, adjacent to the building, seaside villa or seaside building it is. So, and in the sea there is a submarine. Okay, just imagine that's a submarine which is below the ground level, 50 meters below the ground level. Okay, so I say 200 meters above the ground level and 50 meters below the ground level. Okay, above and below. See, these two are opposite, isn't it? What I say, above the ground and below the ground. These are just opposite to each other. Likewise, we say it is very hot. Nowadays it is very hot, isn't it? So the heat can be, you can feel the heat. Even though AC goes on, you can feel the heat. And we say the temperature goes up to 40 degrees Celsius, isn't it? And what is the temperature inside a fridge, or when you go to hill stations like Shimla, or when you go to the northernmost part of India like Ladakh and Leh? There are even temperatures which go below the freezing point, isn't it? We have heard about it. So if I say 15 degrees Celsius, see 40 degrees Celsius comes down to 15 degrees Celsius, it is very cold, isn't it? And 0 degrees Celsius is called the freezing point, that we know. So the ice is at 0 degrees Celsius, which is the freezing point of water, isn't it? Then I say it is so cold in certain countries like Russian countries and like Alaska or Greenland. If you go, it is more cold, it is more chill. You have 15 degrees below 0 degrees too, isn't it? So the freezing point, it goes below the freezing point. So when I say 15 degrees Celsius, how do we differentiate it as a cold temperature or very cold temperature goes down below the freezing point. So how do we we identify it, isn't it? So what we use is, for hot temperatures like 40 degrees Celsius or 35 degrees Celsius, or below that 15 degrees Celsius is actually cold for us, isn't it? It is cool. But this and this 15 degrees Celsius has a meaning to it. Below the freezing point, it is minus 15 degrees Celsius, we say, and above the 0 degrees Celsius, it gets warmer. Even though it is cold, it is warmer. It gets warmer. So plus 30 degrees Celsius, plus 35 degrees Celsius, all we have heard about. So what do we mean by this plus and minus? We denote plus signs for hotter temperatures and we denote the minus sign for colder temperatures. Okay, so for our convenience, to differentiate between the cold temperature and the hot temperature, we denote it by plus and minus sign respectively. You understand? The same thing applies for the height also. So the height of the building above the ground level 200 meters. If it is 50 meters below the ground level, if I say 50 meters, the submarine is at 50 meters depth. So how do we denote it? So I say it is, the height of the building is plus 200 meters above the ground level. So plus 200 meters indicates it is above the ground level, and minus 50 meters indicates it is below the ground level, isn't it? So it is at the depth of 50 meters. So there are some numbers that I can represent for the opposite of what we usually represent. Okay, so one quantity, if it is represented by plus 200 or plus some numbers, then the same quantity can be represented with a minus sign, which represents just opposite to it. So do we understand? For opposite, the nature of the same thing, which is just opposite to it, is always represented by the sign opposite to it. If it is plus, then the opposite quantity is in minus. Do you understand? So we have certain numbers like minus 1, minus 2, minus 3 and so on, which represents the opposite to this plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I drop them into the pot. So these are my new numbers, new objects which I drop them into the pot. So I get a whole lot of objects in my pot, and these objects together, these numbers together, the positive numbers, these are called positive numbers, and with a minus sign, with a negative sign, they are called negative numbers, along with the 0 in it. So this whole pot is what we called as integers. The set is called integers. Integer pot we have. Do you understand? So these are integers which contain positive numbers and negative numbers along with 0. So the concept of integers is whatever quantity we have in the positive side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, these are called positive numbers. We have the same quantity, we have the same numbers on either side of the 0, to the left side of 0. So we are treading a new path now towards the left side of 0, and those numbers are called negative numbers. Okay, so just for our convenience, we have started a new system of numbers, that is minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5 and so on. So it becomes a new set. So that is what we call integers. Okay, do you understand? Now let's represent these integers in the number line. Okay, so that we will be able to visualize them more clearly than this. Okay, so we'll start with the number line. See, we have this number line. So now you have a new set of numbers to the left of 0. So now it is possible for me to say what is the predecessor of 0? I can say minus 1. So before that, what we have read in whole numbers, in natural numbers, we have read there is no predecessor for 1 in natural number set. For whole numbers, there is predecessor for 1, that is 0, but 0 doesn't have any predecessor for whole number. it was left alone. Now it is accompanied by the whole set of negative numbers. So 0 has predecessor of -1. Do you understand? So -1, -2, the set of numbers are just like the set of numbers. It's like a mirror image. Okay, just that it is negative. Okay, so the next thing you need to understand is, in a number line, see, from the concept of number line we'll start and then we'll go to real life situations. See, from the concept of number line, when we move towards the right of the number line, what happens is, see, the value increases. The value of the number increases, isn't it? So when we move to the right of number line, the value increases. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 is naturally greater than 2, isn't it? Because 6 lies to the right of 0, whereas 2 lies to the right of 0, but it is very near to 0. So from 6 we move to left to find 2. So therefore 6 is greater than 2. So when we move towards right to the number line, the value increases. But in the same number line, when we go towards the left, from 6 when we move towards 0, what happens? The value decreases, isn't it? So the same concept has to be applied here for the negative numbers too. So when we move towards left, see, the same direction, when we move towards the left, the value decreases. So what happens is, here -5 is less than -2. You understand? So this we need to understand, and we'll take a real life application, a real life situation to explain this. But as of the number line, we see -5 is less than -2. How? Because we are moving towards the left. So in the number line, when we move towards the left, we see the value of the numbers decrease. Okay, so now when you move towards the right, as we move towards the right of the number line, the value increases, we have seen, isn't it? The same thing happens here. So when you move towards the right, naturally -2 is greater than -5. Because when you move towards the right, see, from 5 I am moving towards the right, so -2, the value increases. So -2 is greater than -5. Okay, so how this is possible? See, numbers are greater. 2 is less than 5, but -5 is less than -2. So how does this happen? Okay, so let me tell you a real life situation where you can understand. See, I have some 10 rupees and I need 5 rupees more to buy an article. Okay, so I need 5 rupees more to buy an article. So what I do is I borrow 5 rupees from someone. Okay, so I have borrowed 5 rupees from someone. He has lent me 5 rupees. Okay, so now my friend has nothing with him, but he has to get the same article. So what he needs to do is he has to borrow the 15 rupees, the whole of 15 rupees from someone. Okay, so he borrows 15 rupees. Okay, what happens is borrowing. Now the borrowing happens. I borrow 5 rupees, but my friend borrows 15 rupees. Okay, because I have 10 rupees with me already. So it's just enough for me to borrow 5 rupees more to buy an article of 15 rupees. My friend doesn't have anything. He has to borrow 15 rupees. Okay, so he borrowed 15 rupees. Now who is richer? Me or my friend? Because my friend has 15 rupees. He has borrowed 15 rupees. But I have borrowed just 5 rupees. But who is richer? Yes, naturally my friend. No, he is not richer. I am the rich person because I just need to give the person who has lent me the money. It's enough for me to give back just 5 rupees. Not the whole of 15 rupees. Because I had 10 rupees with me. I had borrowed just 5 rupees. So it's enough for me to give just 5 rupees. So if I earn, I need to give only 5 rupees. But my friend has borrowed 15 rupees. So what he has to do? He has to give 15 rupees to the lender. Isn't it? So he has to spend more than me. Isn't it? So in this case, which is greater, 5 or 15 in the value, the sense of value? Here 5 becomes greater than 15. isn't it? Because it's enough for me to give just 5 rupees, but my friend has to give 15 rupees from him. So he has to subtract 15 rupees from his earnings, isn't it, to give back. But for me, it's just 5 rupees. So that is how we represent borrowing money as negative. See, I have borrowed 5 rupees. My friend has borrowed 15 rupees. Naturally, minus 5 has greater value than minus 15 in this case. Do you understand? The value of minus 5 is greater than minus 15. Do you understand? So that is how we differentiate numbers in a negative part of the integers. So in the integers, negative integers, as you go towards the left, the value decreases. So minus 5 is naturally greater than minus 50. Do you understand? So this you have to keep in your mind. The negative numbers as the numbers increase. See, as the number increase in the negative part with the negative sign, as the number increases, the value decreases. Okay. But in the positive side, the number increases and the value also increases. Okay, so that we know because we have been studying it for. Do you understand? So this is how we understand about negative numbers. Now let us compare. Just I will show you some examples for you to understand negative numbers. So 30, a number 30 is there, and 20 minus 40 is there. Okay, now you need to compare. You need to see which one is greater. Okay, so 30. Now understand what is 30. 30 is a positive number. You have the number line. Imagine you know the number line. 0 at the middle. So where will you locate 30? To the right of 0, isn't it? So to the right of 0 you have 30. And where do you locate minus 40? To the left of 0, somewhere minus 40. So when you move to the right, the value increases. When you move to the left, the value decreases. That you remember. So which is greater? The value increases, isn't it? So 30 is greater than minus 40. Even though the number is greater here, but with a negative sign, the value decreases. Okay. So remember your ground level. Above the ground level and below the ground level. Above the ground level, it is plus 200. Below the ground level, it is minus 200. So minus below means lower. As you go deeper and deeper, isn't it? So the minus number increases. See, minus 100, from minus 10, minus 20, minus 30, minus 40, minus 200. The number increases, but the depth increases too, isn't it? So you just remember the value goes down as the number increases in the negative side, and the value increases as the number goes up in the positive side. Okay, so like that you have some ideas or concepts to remember the positive and negative numbers. So this is the comparison we had. And another example is, we will compare the negative numbers with the negative numbers so that it will be more clear for you. So minus, we have minus 120 and we have minus 45. Okay, so we will compare minus 120 with minus 45. So now how do you say, which is greater or which is lesser? Again, minus 45. Where do you locate minus 45? To the left of 0, of course. Minus 45 here. But where do you locate minus 120? Even more to the left of minus 45, somewhere away from minus 45, but to the left of minus 45, isn't it? So when you see here, minus 45 is towards right of minus 120. So from 120 you have to move to the right of, within the negative numbers you need to move to some distance to the right to get minus 45, isn't it? But minus 120 you should move towards left of minus 45. So when you move towards the left, it becomes a lesser number or a number of lesser value. So anyway, minus 45 is greater than minus 120. Do you understand? So this is the concept of negative numbers. So we represent like this. We have a representation like this. See, if this shape denotes natural numbers and this is 0. Okay, this is a 0. I don't use z here. This is 0. I write 0 here. So along with 0, the natural numbers, along with 0, it is called the whole number set. Okay, and the integer set. Integer is denoted by z. Okay, so integer set, that is the negative numbers here. I put the negative numbers here. So this is the integer set. So natural numbers along with 0, that is whole number set, and the whole number set along with the negative numbers becomes the integer set. So this shape represents the integer set. What we have done with the pot, we have dropped all the numbers, natural numbers 0 and the negative numbers. The whole pot is now the integer set, isn't it? So likewise, this is the, just to represent integer set in shape. Okay, so from up to this, we have learned about the concept of integers, and we have learned how to compare numbers, both integers, negative integers and positive integers, and the comparison between negative integers. Okay, so I hope you would have understood up to this. So we'll meet in the next class, and I'll explain you the operations with the negative numbers in the number line, and then we'll move on to theoretical operations with negative numbers and positive numbers. Okay, until then, it's bye from Anu from mathschool.1. Thank you.